Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about something you probably already love, the novel. So, novel is one of the most popular ways people tell stories today. But what exactly is it? In every simple terms, a novel is a long piece of prose fiction. Prose just means it's written in ordinary language, like how we speak, rather than in rhymes or poetry. Fiction means the story is imaginary, it comes from the writer's mind. Unlike a short story that you can finish in 10 minutes, a novel is long. This extra space is very important because it allows the writer to go into great detail. They can develop characters deeply and create complex plots. While storytelling has always existed, the novel, as we know it, became a superstar of literature from the 18th century onwards. It is loved because it reflects real life emotions and relationships in a very detailed way. Let's define it more clearly. A novel is a long fictional narrative. Even though the word fictional means imaginary, a good novel often feels incredibly real and believable. You might even feel like the characters are your real friends. A novel is like a big, detailed storybook because it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It gives the writer enough room to explore every corner of a character's life. It allows us to look at things like love, social problems, morality, and human psychology. In shorter stories, you might only see one side of a person, but in a novel, you see their whole world. Now, how did the novel begin? Every great thing has a beginning, right? The novel, as we know it, developed in Europe, especially in England during the 18th century. Before this, people mostly read long poems or watched plays. So, why did the novel suddenly become popular? It was because of big changes in society. More people were learning to read and write, and the middle class were growing. Also, the invention of the printing press made it easier to produce many books. One of the very first examples of a novel is Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, which tells the famous story of a man surviving alone on an island. After that, writers like Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding made the form even better. By the 19th century, famous writers like Charles Dickens and Jane Austen made novels the most popular form of entertainment by writing about families and society. Now let's talk about types of novels. One of the earliest styles is the Picaresque novel. This word comes from the Spanish word picaro, which means a rogue or a clever, dishonest person. In these stories, the main character is usually a poor person who has to use their wits to survive in a corrupt society. Instead of one long continuous plot, it's usually a series of different adventures. And then we have epistolary novel. This is a very unique style because the story is told entirely through letters exchanged between the characters. The word epistle simply means a letter. This style is wonderful because it makes the reader feel very close to the characters. You feel like you are secretly reading someone's private mail, which helps you understand their deepest thoughts and feeling directly. Then we have Gothic novel. The Gothic novel is all about mystery, horror, and romance. If you like stories set in dark, spooky castles, old ruins, or misty forest, you are a fan of the Gothic style. These books are full of ghosts and mysterious characters, and they aim to make the reader feel a sense of fear and excitement. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is one of the most famous examples of this. On the other hand, the realist novel is the opposite of a ghost story. It focuses on real life exactly as it is, without any magic or exaggeration. These stories are about ordinary people facing everyday problems. Writers like Charles Dickens used this style to show the truth about poverty and social injustice. These novels are important because they help us understand the world and the people around us much better. Next, we have the psychological novel. Psychological novel is very modern. Instead of focusing on what a character does on the outside, it focuses on what is happening inside their mind. It explores their memories, dreams, and secret conflicts. Writers often use a technique called a stream of consciousness, which tries to show the continuous, messy flow of thoughts just as they happen in a human brain. Then there is the romantic novel. Now, don't confuse this only with dating stories. In literature, romantic means focusing on deep emotions, imaginations, and beauty of nature. These novels often show ideal situations rather than realistic ones. They allow the reader to escape from their boring daily routine and enter a world of adventure, individual freedom, and beautiful feeling. As we have seen today, the novel is a massive and powerful form of literature. Since it began in the 18th century, it has grown into many different types: Picaresque, epistolary, Gothic, realistic, psychological, and romantic. Each type has its own special purpose, but they all share one goal: to give us a detailed and meaningful understanding of human life. The novel remains essential because it is a mirror that reflects our society, our minds, and our hearts. It is a powerful tool for expression that will continue to be a major part of our lives for a long time.